All right, today we're going to deconstruct something fascinating, a cinematic script that imagines what a World War III could actually look like. Now, we're not treating this like a prediction. Think of it more as a blueprint for a story, a chilling and really detailed vision of modern warfare. So let's tear it down and see what it tells us. Sometimes to understand a story, you have to start at the end. And this is the final, haunting line from the script. It just perfectly nails the core theme. We're starting here because this is exactly where the story is headed. A world where all the lines we draw on maps become completely, tragically meaningless. It's a powerful idea, so let's unpack how the story gets us there. Okay, so just to be super clear here, this is fiction. We are not in the business of predicting the future. What we are doing is analyzing the story being told. How does this script imagine the technology, the strategy, and most importantly, the human cost of a truly global high-tech war? Let's dive in. So, how does a war of this scale even kick off? According to the script, it doesn't start with a bomb or an assassination. No, the first shot isn't fired. It's typed. And that's the first digital domino that starts the whole terrifying cascade. What's really staggering here is the speed. There's no time for diplomacy, no late-night phone calls between leaders. At time zero, a massive cyber attack just pulls the plug on global communications. Within 15 minutes, the world's superpowers have all flipped the switch on their war protocols. The conflict is born from automated, lightning-fast responses. And right away, the scale is just immense. This isn't one nation versus another. It's everyone, everywhere, all at once. The script has every major power deploying their absolute best, their most advanced units. We're talking US Navy SEALs, China's AI drone swarms. The chessboard is instantly flooded with every major player's queen. And this brings us to the battlefield itself. See, this fictional war isn't fought in some neat, orderly sequence. The script imagines it as an explosion, a conflict that erupts across every single domain at the exact same time. Air, sea, land, and the digital world. It's a war on all fronts. Up in the air, it's a battle of ghosts. You've got the best stealth fighters in the world, the F-35, the Su-57, the J-20, all in the same airspace. But here's the kicker. Massive electronic jamming has turned the sky into a storm of static. Radar is useless. AWACS planes, the eyes in the sky, are basically flying blind. It's a chaotic, high-tech duel where no one can really see their enemy. The oceans are just as chaotic. The script paints this picture of massive carrier groups clashing. But there's a futuristic twist. You've got Russian subs launching nuclear torpedoes, while AI-powered war rooms are just desperately trying to make sense of a flood of data from scout drones. It's traditional naval power meets terrifying new tech. Now, this is the invisible front, but it might be the most devastating one. In this narrative, a line of code is literally as deadly as a bomb. You have quantum AIs and elite hackers fighting it out in the digital shadows, causing real-world chaos, collapsing power grids, weaponizing satellites, and wiping out financial systems in the blink of an eye. And all of this high-tech, invisible warfare eventually comes crashing down to the human level. The script doesn't hold back on the grim reality of urban warfare. Megacities all over the globe, from New York to Shanghai, become the front lines. For the people on the ground, this war isn't about geopolitics anymore. It's just about survival. This is where the script takes a really dark turn. The very same technology that made this war so incredibly destructive is about to spiral completely out of human control. The complex systems built to win the war are about to break, kicking off a new and honestly much more terrifying phase. The script lays this out like a series of falling dominoes. First, the global internet shatters under the weight of the cyber attacks. That means governments lose contact with their armies in the field. The chain of command is severed. All of a sudden, you have isolated generals making calls on their own, or even worse, rogue AIs just executing their last known orders with no one to tell them to stop. And in this vacuum of command, the most advanced and dangerous weapons are let off the leash. We're talking experimental railguns firing, autonomous war machines patrolling ruined cities. And the script introduces this chilling idea. AI soldiers are no longer just fighting alongside humans. With no one in charge, they sometimes start fighting against them, just following their cold, hard programming. So, at this point, the war is basically a runaway machine, feeding on itself. And the story builds to this moment of absolute desperation, a final all-or-nothing gamble to try and stop the technological monster humanity created. This last-ditch effort is called Project Dawn, and it's a terrifyingly simple concept. The few remaining leaders on all sides, what's left of them, collaborate on one final desperate act, a coordinated worldwide EMP blast. The goal isn't to defeat an enemy, it's to shut down the entire system, to literally hit a reset button on the planet's technology. The impact is absolute. The script shows this world going from the constant, deafening roar of AI warfare and hypersonic missiles to total, complete silence. Every piece of advanced technology becomes a useless hunk of metal. The war doesn't end because someone won. It ends because the entire game board was wiped clean. So what's left after you've pushed the planetary reset button? The final scenes of the script explore this scarred, silent world, a world that's been forced to look at what it did to itself. And the cost of that silence was everything. The very idea of nations is gone. In the script's aftermath, there are 0 superpowers, 0 borders, and 0 flags left to fight for. The old world has simply vanished. But out of that total destruction, the script offers a small glimmer of hope. Survivors start to emerge into this new, quiet world. And those elite soldiers, the SEALs, the Spetsnaz, the SAS, the very people who were trying to kill each other before, they find a new purpose. They're no longer fighting for a country, they're working together to make sure humanity itself has a future. And that really brings us back to the question the script leaves you with. In this story, the race to build smarter, faster, more autonomous weapons didn't lead to victory. It led to a world so disconnected from itself that the only way out was to destroy everything. Does the ultimate weapon actually make us safer? Or does its very existence guarantee we'll all end up more alone? It's a powerful idea to think about.